Yes guys, welcome back to another video. Welcome to the George Benson Football Channel. It's been a while. It's been over a week, which I think, even by my standards of sometimes having a few days with no videos, it's been quite a long time. So, I hope you guys are doing good. I hope wherever you are in the world, you are safe, healthy and well. And I've got a Chelsea news video for you guys today. It's more of like a little wrap up of what we've seen from some of our players' performances so far at the Euros, which, despite an Ethan Ampadu red card, has been pretty good. Chelsea players are shining in Euro 2020 or 2021, which I still don't know why it's called Euro 2020 amongst some. Euro 2021 has been a pretty exciting tournament, and realistically, the Chelsea news over the time in which I've taken a bit of a break from posting YouTube videos, it's been kind of the same thing, such as Chelsea need to pay up big for Erling Haaland if they want to secure his signature this summer, but it's written in so many other different ways, and we're basically starting to incorporate different foreign languages into English articles in order to kind of have something to talk about. So I think in terms of me taking a break, Chelsea news, Chelsea ongoings, it's been the best time for me to do so. But I'm back today, and I kind of, first of all, wanted to do a roundup of some of the outstanding performances, which outstanding is, I would say, the correct word to use for some of our players, the unfortunate events for others, and then I also want to talk a bit about Billy Gilmour and then recap some of the progressions or lack of progressions with some of the big news stories that we've been linked with since we won the Champions League, which, by the way, we're the champions of bloody Europe. If that isn't a reason enough to hit the like button on today's video and subscribe to GBFC if you are new, we're less than 2 months away from the beginning of the Premier League season again, which, despite the Euros being exciting, I always have this urge for every 2 years to come around, be it the Euros, the World Cup, we've got Copa America going on as well right now, but there's something about my excitement for this Chelsea team looking forward to next season. I just cannot wait to get it started. Whether we sign the players that we've been linked with or not, I think Thomas Tuchel's Chelsea are going to be much closer in the reckoning next season to win the Premier League. But we begin by talking about the Champions League winner. The reason, number 29, why I've got the 29th of the 5th, 2021 tattooed on my arm, Kai Havertz. Arguably one of the best players at the tournament so far. I think there's absolutely no denying that Kai Havertz is 100%, as long as things don't go wrong, which I hope they do, by the way, because it's England-Germany on Tuesday night, the best young player at the tournament for me so far. I think in a Germany team who certainly don't look as secure as you would expect from a German side. They almost went out against Hungary. They managed the 2-2 draw. They qualify, setting themselves up for England on Tuesday night. But one player who has really been saving them and providing both assists and goals and decent attempts on target as well. I think I saw somewhere that Kai Havertz has a higher XG than any other player at the tournament so far, which is a pretty mad stat. So Kai Havertz, 2 goals, 2 assists. He's proving his importance for Germany. And I think, obviously, the last time we saw him in a Chelsea shirt, he scored one of the joint most important goal in Chelsea Football Club's history. So I believe that with the Havertz that we saw in the season just gone, I certainly feel as though next year he's going to actually start feeling like another new signing. The confidence that he's going to have, hopefully it takes a temporary knock by Germany being eliminated from the competition on Tuesday night, but the way that he's playing at the moment, he's showing his silkiness, his skills, he's showing every single part of what we thought we were getting with Havertz that at times last season we didn't see, but we saw it in abundance towards the end of last season. Havertz is looking very, very good, and another man who has been absolutely pivotal to the success of his country so far. It's another country that have won every game and not conceded a goal. I'm talking about Italy. I'm talking about Jorginho. And his teammate Marco Verratti has come out and said in an interview in the past couple of days that Italy wouldn't be able to play the way that they're playing if it wasn't for Jorginho. Jorginho is arguably the key component in this Italy side. And I think towards the end of the season, particularly in the Champions League run-in, anybody like myself who was firmly on the fence with Jorginho one way or another, he has a bad game, and I always, with Jorginho, think about the other bad games that we've seen. I then look at Billy Gilmour and I'm like, I'd love to see him push through. But I think in terms of the importance of the role that Jorginho plays currently for Italy, we're seeing, I think he's certainly a player that Chelsea need to keep hold of this season. I believe that we will. There were talks a couple of months ago that Chelsea Football Club are willing to offer Jorginho a brand new contract, and having seen him at the Euros, I'm firmly on the boat of giving Jorginho a new contract. He's been absolutely excellent. We move into the England boys, and this one is a little bit odd, I'm not going to lie. Thought Mason Mount was very good against Croatia. Ben Chilwell, again, Trippier playing the first game. We can say about that whatever we wish, but not being able to play in the last matches because of COVID, yet because of Billy Gilmour's COVID situation, yet the entire Scotland team turned back negative tests, the same as Mason Mount and Ben Chilwell did, but Mason Mount and Ben Chilwell are not allowed to play. I think it's been absolutely covered to death on social media and various platforms with this story. However, I think if there was ever an opportunity to remind yourselves that even though we get told a lot of things by our governments, by our sporting bodies, really nobody has a clue about what to do and how to deal with this COVID situation. And I think for England particularly, it's a real shame that we've not got to see Mason Mount and Ben Chilwell in the last couple of games. Whether they'll feature against Germany, I fully expect that neither of them will, because obviously England, despite not really ticking all of the boxes so far, we've done the job we needed to do, which was win the group. We've not conceded any goals, and Mason Mount hasn't played and therefore hasn't been training with the rest of his teammates. So it could be the end of the tournament for Mason Mount, which from a Chelsea perspective could be seen as a good thing because he's obviously played a lot of football over the past 2 years, and if he doesn't play a lot for England, then for us, it's good. It limits the risk of injury, and then we get a fully fit Mason Mount for the beginning of next season because we know just how important he is. Billy Gilmour, let's move and talk about him, shall we? Absolutely exceptional in the game he played against England. He was the best player on the pitch. He got star of the match in obviously what was for me as an England fan, one of the worst games of football I think I've ever witnessed in my life. Credit to Billy. He obviously didn't get to play in Scotland's last game as they were eliminated by Croatia, but Billy Gilmour was looking fantastic again. And I think if we talk about Jorginho, new contracts, I think it's perfect next season that we both see an elevated Jorginho based off of that confidence of the Champions League, confidence of his displays with Italy, and maybe they might go all the way. And then for Billy as well, we saw it particularly against the star-studded England team, just how good Billy Gilmour can be. And I think working alongside central midfielders like Jorginho, Kovacic, Kante, Billy Gilmour is going to progress massively. And I think watching his performances at the Euros has kind of changed my mind about what I wanted for Billy next season. Part of me was, knowing how good of a player he is, was thinking this could be the year to send him out on loan. But now, after watching him particularly against England, I know it's difficult to make a judgment based off of one performance, but I'm also bringing it all the way back to what we've seen him do in a Chelsea shirt as well. I think this season, the pressure that Gilmour can put on those three midfielders could actually be another huge reason why Chelsea will elevate. And I'm talking about that regardless of whether or not we actually sign a central midfielder or not. Let me know your opinions in the comments down below about Billy. Do you want him to stay? Do you think he should go out on loan? I'm pretty sure no one's in the boat of we should sell Billy Gilmour, but if you are, let me know your justification for such a crazy idea, in my opinion, in the comments down below. We move into the man who's kind of been all over the news for Chelsea in the past couple of weeks, and another reason why, apart from the fact I just wanted to take a personal break, which you should never have to explain yourself, but in Chelsea news senses, the Hakimi story, I could have talked about it every day, but it would have got repetitive. It would have been very boring, because all we've really got with Achraf Hakimi is that Chelsea have been talking to Hakimi's representatives, whereas Paris Saint-Germain have actually tabled bids to Inter Milan. Apparently, Chelsea haven't actually tabled anything concrete. We've offered Inter Milan players plus cash, but we know that Inter Milan have got to the end of the month to raise X amount of cash along the region of 70 million euros. Chelsea are trying to offer 60, 50 odd million, and Marcos Alonso, which is odd because Inter Milan want to see Marcos Alonso in the colours of Inter Milan, but they also need that cash pretty rapido. So maybe they want Chelsea to offer 70 million, and then they go in with a separate bid, which in my logical mind doesn't make much sense for Alonso, but it is looking likely that Achraf Hakimi is going to be a Paris Saint-Germain player. I've seen some reports somewhere that his wife is interested in doing some acting work in Paris, so, you know, these things happen, and sometimes players get, oh my God, you see that thing? Jesus, that's a bloody spaceship. Anyway, sometimes players, they make their decisions not always based off of football, which is of course okay and normal. But at the same time, is it really that important? I've seen a lot of people talking about this within the Chelsea community, that if we don't get Achraf Hakimi at Chelsea this summer, it's not like one of those signings where we feel, damn, we've really missed out on a golden player here. Yes, he is a bit of a golden player in his position for his age, but with Chelsea already having Reece James, Azpilicueta on the right side, and the development potential of Tino Livramento, it's one of those where we can be like, you know what, Paris Saint-Germain, have him. Come and try and take our European trophy next year. Get to the final maybe. It's okay. We're keeping it for a little bit longer. I think we're going to win it again, boys and girls. But Hakimi to PSG, it is looking as though that is going to go ahead. So Chelsea miss out on the man. Erling Haaland, got to talk about him again for a minute. He's in the sun. He's getting some vitamin D, as he proclaims himself on his social media. It is the same story. And again, the reason I've not talked about this anymore over the recent days is because there's no movement in this whatsoever. Chelsea are still concrete. They want a big striker signing this summer. Dortmund are still very adamant that it's only going to be a massive offer that takes Erling Haaland away from the club this season. So, all these talks about Haaland supposedly being open to the move, it is now entirely up to Roman Abramovich as to whether or not he wants to invest a huge sum of money to bring Erling Haaland to Chelsea this summer. You guys know that I'm fully on board with this. I think if we've got the cash ready and he's available and he wants it, this is the summer to make a groundbreaking signing for many, many years to come. So that wraps up this Chelsea news video. Good to talk to you guys again. It's been a while, and I know that in past videos I was like, yeah, I'm going to be back again soon. If you don't follow me on Twitter and Instagram, it's kind of the place where when I want to update you guys on something, but I don't want to waste your time uploading a YouTube video, I let you guys know that I'm taking a break, doing a few personal things, got a few things I want to do that mean I want to take a bit of time away from the camera. Been enjoying the Euros. There's not been much Chelsea news. I think it was the right time to take a little break, but I hope you enjoyed this one today. As I said at the beginning, hit the like button if you did, subscribe if you are new, and I'll catch you guys very soon, maybe tomorrow or maybe over the next few days, but when there's something good to talk about, you guys know I'll be here with the content for you. Thank you for watching. Have a good weekend. Come on, you Blues, champions of Europe.